Are you okay? Are you alive?
I made it through the hyped segment. I got super excited for it.
All
hyped. How's everyone doing?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm good. Welcome to the 8-Bit Show.
Yeah, where we have all 8 bits for your viewing pleasure. Yeah. I'm Frankie1029. With me today, as always, is TooLittles 505.
Yep, that's me.
And CoffeeAndCorndogs.
No numbers in this name,
right? Make it easy.
He's the one and only.
Yeah, we got some news for you, big time.
Oh yeah, you know it.
Yeah, all the exciting stuff.
Hot news.
I actually forgot all my news.
Single news in your area.
Hot news is in this area.
Before we get to that, how's you guys' weeks? Not like the game weeks, talking about the weeks, just a little check-in with you guys. See how you're doing.
It's, pretty good.
Yeah.
It's my birthday today.
It is.
Yeah, that's right. Happy birthday.
Well,
it's the CoffeeAndCorndog's birthday. Yay.
So fucking old. Moldy corn dog.
It's okay. You're not as old as Christian.
Only get left on the window.
As old as Christian, yeah.
Corn dogs are best when they're left on the windowsill, and when they get all green and smell bad, like they're going old. That's when they get
good. Indeed. Yeah. Got anything exciting planned for today, or just gonna relax and
just working at it? Got this and D&D. After this, normal Saturday shit.
Yeah.
No, nothing. Nothing planned. I've had so many of them, I don't really give a shit anymore.
Oh yeah, no. I think I stopped carrying somewhere around, I don't 25? Know. No, way before
when
that.
When I tapped out on giving a shit at all.
I thought it was funny that last weekend was my birthday, and we all got together for like 2 hours, and then decided to head back to our own domiciles.
Yeah, go so we could play fucking Rivals. Yeah,
so we could go play Rivals together.
Right? It was good times.
It was perfect birthday.
Well, with that, shall we get into the news?
Yes.
News? Yeah. I guess I'll go first. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Okay, you want to just start with the biggest news of the week?
I guess so.
How do we determine what's the biggest news?
What's the most impactful news of the week?
Definitely, I feel the only thing that was stood out as a real news thing, was Nintendo finally deciding to give us some info on the Switch 2 in the form of a very Apple-esque video.
Okay, yeah.
It was nice for confirmation stuff. We've been hearing so many rumors and whatnot that it's nice to get the confirmation video. Yeah, it is, again, just like a little trailer and announcement. I
think they should.
There isn't much there. There's not a whole bunch of details or anything.
Yeah, they show off the console, right? Which it basically confirmed all the rumors, which is kind of a nice little reveal for it, right? They're like, yeah, you guys know this part, so we'll say okay. But they did give us something new, that hinge. It's going to be interesting.
That kickstand looks great.
Hinge dough.
That hinge though. Yeah. For sure. It's got that way. It can lean way back.
Right.
Oh yeah.
It can drop it like it's hot.
That's a much more better kickstand for that.
Oh yeah.
The one on the Switch is fucking garbage, honestly.
Oh yeah. Even the one on the OLED, it's better, but it's still kind of it could be better, So yeah, it's good to see that.
I also like that I like the remotes click onto the side now instead of having to slide on. I like that.
People are calling it out as that's probably going to be one of its weak points.
Oh yeah, yeah. Especially with like kids, they're just gonna break that connector off.
From what I saw, like I also think people are disregarding how like durable those little boards are.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be.
I don't think it's gonna be as big of a deal.
No, I don't
see
think
it happening to a lot of like.
I mean, honestly,
kids.
like the like guide rails for sliding them on were probably worse for breaking than what they're putting out now.
There's twice.
I can see those slide rails. Like, I mean, one bend in them, and you're not gonna be sliding a fucking Wiimote on that anymore.
Yeah, like so one time I put the controller on backwards because I just wasn't paying attention, right? And I locked it in and it was fucking stuck in there. Like, big time.
So I feel like, I mean, it does look like it would be a break point, but honestly the old version was probably breaking more than what they currently have.
yeah, exactly.
Or what they're gonna put out with the Switch too. I never liked those rails. I thought that was a design choice.
Yeah, agreed.
It was funky for sure.
I mean, I guess it locked him in there really well, but they had to do a better way. Maybe some latches. They should have looked into latches.
Right. And
we have that latching technology.
And it looks like from the video with its whole snapping thing that the leak about magnets being more accurate, because it seemed to show that, right? Like they didn't, of course they didn't say anything.
They must be clicking in with magnets. They're noisy though. I saw that trailer. Like when those things snap in, it's like a fucking gunshot.
Yeah, it better sound like that
those
too,
things
right? I want
to wake up. Yeah, wake up the neighborhood.
The neighbors to know I'm about to play my Wii. We'll play with my Switch. Y'all better beware. No, it looks cool. It's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
And of course, in that video, they showed a new Mario Kart.
Yeah. They showed off a little bit of a new Mario Kart. I think Nintendo did say
they're gonna have Mario and Mario Kart now.
Yeah, and Donkey Kong.
And reportedly too, one of the launch titles for it will be Final Fantasy Rebirth and Remake.
Oh, interesting.
That's just a like leak rumor thing.
I had heard that. Yeah, but not really seen any like cool launch titles.
Ubisoft, like Ubisoft is reported to have
a bunch of
Shadows is going to launch on them along with a couple other games.
Oh yeah, Ubisoft, love their games.
Yeah, can't wait to get my hands on that.
At least getting them on the Switch, you won't have to deal with the Ubisoft launcher, which is fucking cancer. Which is half the reason why I hate Ubisoft is because I play on PC and the Ubisoft launcher is garbage.
That's where a lot of the hate started.
yeah. And then they just kept cranking out mediocre games. Yeah,
exactly.
And then wondering why they don't sell well on PC and. Right. They're not worth playing. They're playing so mediocre badly. Game for that I also have to use a terrible launcher on.
Yeah. But yeah, so on that trailer, they did say April 2nd. Very careful to make sure it wasn't on the 1st. April 2nd is when they're actually going to do a Nintendo Direct where they will be showing off all the goodies,
real deets on it.
Yeah. I'm hoping I'm probably we're not gonna get like a lot of hardware details in that video, but hopefully we get at least a little bit. They're probably gonna tell us what's the actual GPU that's being used
some nice
and whatnot, but probably
some actual information will be good.
Yeah. But I'm sure we're gonna get a look at new games that are coming out, maybe more about this Mario Kart, so that could be exciting.
I'm honestly, out of all titles that have been talked about, the most exciting one to me is Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah, right.
Because
I'm sure that's going to be shown off quite a bit. There was some leaks on that earlier, right? This week or no?
When do we get a new Smash Brothers? That's what. New console, new Smash. Give me a new Smash.
They don't need a new one. Make sure that you put Smash Ultimate on it, because Ultimate is like the ultimate one. Let's just.
We could have like Ultimate 2, Revenge of the Ultimate.
Revenge of the Ultimate.
They released all the characters. They released all the stages. They released all the things. Jesus Christ!
So they carry that over and give me new stuff on top of that, right?
That's what they should do.
Ultimate is just so good, so perfect.
Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do.
Characters.
Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do next.
Give Mario like a hat attack now. Ooh. Let's update some of the characters.
Yeah.
Give them some
update some of the character abilities with some of their like new mechanics from newer games. Yeah.
I guess
I'd be into that.
Reworking characters could be fun. It's a fun idea.
Let's say drop his stupid cave skill. Give him a hat throwing skill.
Excited for the Switch 2 though. It looks pretty good.
Looks cool. Looks better than the Switch. Looks like they improved upon most of the aspects of the Switch. For
from what they at least showed, it looks like they took all like the community notes of what could make the Switch better and went ahead and did that.
Yeah, I'm glad it's a little bigger. Like, I get it. You want to have, for Nintendo especially, you want to have your console at a good size for the hands of children. But I have arthritis.
It hurts.
And I love my Mario Kart, thank you.
Playing the Wii for too long hurts. Like,
especially the little Joy-Cons are like extra tiny. Like, if you just get a regular controller for the Switch, or what is that? The Pro controller or whatever.
Yep.
Those feel normal.
Yeah. Those are just fine.
They're like bigger, like the sticks are bigger and stuff. It's the analog sticks being tiny that really throws me off on the Wii-Cons.
Yeah.
Or not the Wii, the Joy-Cons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
bigger
agreed.
Equal more comfortability.
Yeah, bigger's. I think bigger's gonna be better.
It's one of my big limitations for why I didn't play it handheld as much, because honestly, I can play like a half hour, maybe an hour, depending on the game.
I almost exclusively play in handheld mode, or I play with the kickstand out and not through my TV. I usually play through that screen, so to have a bigger
screen is nice.
Sorry, to have a bigger screen and just bigger will be much nicer.
I'm really interested to hear if the screen is going to be OLED still, or if they're gonna like fall back and do like not as great of a screen first, because the OLED screen is totally worth the upgrade for the Switch. So I hope they kind of keep it, because it's a beautiful screen.
I think they will. I don't think that they downgrade it.
I hope not. We know Nintendo likes to save a buck, so we'll see.
True, but they also release consoles that
that saves you bucks.
Actual competitive prices.
Yeah, right.
Instead of extremely enormous prices. PS5 Pro looking right at you, man. Like, holy shit! Just buy a PC at that point,
right?
Switch 2.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be fun news information coming. Next bit. First quarter here.
Yeah.
I have a little bit of an update from last week. Riot Games
related.
Riot Games, and their they closed temporarily for the Fire stuff, which they are still closed currently. During last week, they had said that they want to help out and figure out ways to help the community. outside of just closing their place. Apparently, early on in the crisis, they also provided a backup generator to a local fire station.
Oh, really?
That had lost power, enabling them to continue the fight.
Cool.
They've also donated 400 meals from its employee cafeteria to nearby emergency responders.
That's cool.
And so it's exploring different ways to use its physical space to help the community in the weeks and months to come.
Yeah. I mean, that computer has to come together, and it's really cool to see just all over how people are trying to help out. It's these are like the weird moments where, like, despite all the weird shit going on around the fires, there's still like things that you can look at and you're like, oh, I guess there is a little bit of faith that can be held on for humanity.
Look, these companies are going to try and soak out as much money as they can, right? Like,
oh yeah,
part of a business, that's fairly understandable. That's the point. But it gets so greedy and grubby, and Riot Games is not like exempt from this. But it is nice to like highlight some of the good things that can happen and they can do. Yeah,
well, I think it's really, I mean, this is the thing, like, companies, they should stand up when times are bad for their community, whatever that community may be, whether it's local or at a larger scale, because they have the resources. In the same way that I think, you get people together, like the way that the Shriners or, the Freemasons or whatever, they do this sort of stuff. And they're essentially what is a company, right? They're a group of people coming together. And conspiracies aside, part of that, I think, again, should be giving back to the community. So it's good to see
happen. And they're not ignoring their employees in any of this either. Apparently, they said that they have been providing temporary housing, emergency stipends, access to advisory services for its employees, many of whom have also lost homes.
Yeah.
So, also, in light of this, they're doing some fundraising stuff in their two big games, League of Legends and Valorant.
That's cool.
Starting on the 22nd of this month.
That's pretty cool.
Till the end of the month, it looks like. They'll be doing a XO.0 collection, or XO.0 collection, which will become a give back bundle, where they will be, all the proceeds for that bundle will be going to Riot Games Social Impact Fund, and a donor advised fund account supported by Impact Assets, another company. And then on League of Legends, starting on the 23rd and going until February 5th, you can get a firefighter Tristana costume.
Okay.
Which will be going to Impact Assets and the Social Impact Fund.
Okay, cool. That's pretty cool.
So it seems like at least Riot Games is like doing their part to try and help out in the local areas, and it's, for all the times that we point out how bad companies are, it's nice to be able to point out something good for a change.
Yeah,
rare treat for us. Yes.
Right. Good on them. Cool.
What you got?
Next up, I got so I guess Sony has canceled a few live service games that I don't really know what they were, but one of them was reported to be a God of War spinoff. So
that sounds like a failure. I'm sorry. Aside everything else aside, a God of War live service game spin-off sounds like a terrible idea. Like, I don't know who approved that.
Signed off on this.
Right. Yeah, I know. It seems so weird, but
I'm trying to do a live service off of a single player hack and slash game where the primary focus is like the main character.
Listen,
and
if you have a good idea, sure, whatever. Like, maybe it was like, hey, here's this idea, and then somebody was like, you know what, this sounds like it could fit into the God of War universe, and maybe it would have been great. Who knows? We'll never see it. Obviously, it wasn't a great idea, but here's my whole issue with it, with Concord being recently shelved. It's one of these things where, you know, as big as Sony is, maybe don't have like a bajillion live service games coming out all at once. You know, like,
I think that there's a lot of things that they should have done with Concord. Concord was a failure on many levels, and not
for sure,
not just because it was a live service game. As live service games have come out, even after that, Marvel's Rivals is a great example. That do succeed, that do work.
Yeah.
But, you know, Concord was a failure on many things. Like, I think they might have had a little bit better success if they released after, like, the secret level thing, which was clearly a bit of marketing for the game.
Yeah, agreed. They should have done that.
And I'll tell you, it works. Like, marketing stuff works. I wasn't all that interested in the Pac-Man game.
Mm-hmm.
Until I saw the secret level for it, and now I'm like, okay.
Well, that's part of the issue, is that I feel like there wasn't enough focus, direction on Concord, and I bet you it's the same for these other live service games they were starting to create here. And it left it so that, like, Concord was this thing where it's like you barely heard about it before it came out. And then when it did, the only news you heard was that there's nobody around and they're shutting the game down, you know? So
well, everything just seemed lackluster, man. Everything I saw of that game, I did not get a chance to play it. So I can't go into, like, true fair, but I did watch a decent number of, like, live playing of it. And tried to, like, appreciate it, because I have been wanting to get into a new hero shooter, right? Like,
yeah.
Overwatch sucks, but I did like Overwatch at one point.
It sucked for a while, yeah.
Yeah.
It did used to be fun. It was fun when it came out.
So wanting to get back into that, have curiosity in that game, but everything I saw was lackluster. The ultimate moves were lackluster. All the character design was lackluster. The art direction was whatever. Everyone looked just so generic and plain.
Yeah.
And didn't seem to have character of their own, which maybe could have been better had it done after the secret level episode,
right?
Which wasn't too bad. That episode wasn't terrible. I don't know, like, there's so many things that just utterly failed on when it comes to just game design.
Mm-hmm.
Let alone how its live service was going to act.
Yeah.
Like, you have to still have good game design.
Yeah, exactly.
Marvel Rivals shows that. They have, like, overly fun abilities that make you feel powerful. Being really flashy and stuff helps, of course.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But just very fun gameplay. Like, at the core, at the end of the day, Marvel Rivals is succeeding because it's fun.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that that's why Sony has canceled these, because they're like, this isn't fun, this isn't working out. But again, the fact that they had 2 more that they're looking to push out, when it's like, get some focus on what you guys are doing. Like, you guys shouldn't have had 3 live service games.
Sony
those
really
are big commitments. They should be from
Sony really
studios.
wants to try and get into that market because they don't really have that.
Yeah, well, I mean, they have Helldivers. I mean, that's
now.
Yeah.
And that was a success.
Mm-hmm.
But those were all clearly being designed like that, Concord, probably even these other two live service games have all been being designed at the same time. And it's like you're pushing your shit too thin. Like, you're spreading out too much.
Even if it is different teams, like, when it comes to a live service game, there should be somebody who's like at the helm of what that means in some way, shape, or form to help guide each one of these studios to do it in a good way. I also think that these developers don't think about how much you have to focus on that game. Like, after a release of the game like that, well, they want that quick success, and then they can focus on it, right? Like, that's the way that they think about these things, which is dumb, because that's not how it should be. And then when you have too many live service games, I mean, you should see it now with just even Riot Games. Like, they're struggling to keep up both of their big titles. Yeah. Like, League of Legends is dropping in popularity, and people are getting frustrated with all of its monetization and shit. Exactly. So yeah, Sony, pick it up.
Probably a good idea to take a step back from releasing a bunch of live service games.
Yeah.
I think I saw that, like, their old president had made comments about how he would have fought back on having live service games like that, or having a focus on live service game. A few reasons that's not what, like, PlayStation was about.
Yeah.
So, of course, he's way past and doesn't work in the industry anymore. So, his words are unfounded.
Yeah. All right, what you got next?
Well, I guess speaking on some Marvel Rivals.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of talk about Roll Q.
Yes. There has indeed.
Mind you, most of the talk is from, like, players and not just, like, the company wanting to do it. In fact,
they've been pretty quiet on it, right?
NetEase seems to not want to actually implement that. They're hoping. When they were asked, and they have had some statements on it, a lot of it is coming from people in, like, the competitive parts, the ranked matches and stuff, who really want these roll queues.
Yeah.
And they've been thinking on this and looking at the picture as a whole. And they do want to be competitive, but they don't want to have it be at the risk of what makes the game fun.
Yeah.
As you know, if you played them, this is exactly what happened to, like, Overwatch and stuff. Because they became more of a completely like, you had to be playing by the meta, otherwise nothing was going to happen. And the roll queues and all that.
And I can kind of understand that for competitive to a degree, but the way that blended over into the other aspects of Overwatch made it all feel a little gross.
So roll queues are, I think, in some are fairly important and stuff. But I feel like I've played enough of Rivals at this point with different team compositions, and, like, it's fairly important to have a decent team comp, but being stuck into, two strategists, 2 tanks, and 2 DPS or whatever is going to ruin it, because more than a lot of times have I played with, like, only 1 Vanguard and 3 duelists and maybe two strategists, and the team works out fine. Or most, I've seen team compositions that don't match any kind of queue win, and not only win, but, like, stomp if not stomping my team's face in, we've got it back.
Yeah.
So I feel like because of their like, the team up things,
right?
Different powers from other people and stuff can really change how you want to make a team.
Well, yeah, and I
team
think
composition changes.
I think the composition is more. It's less the kind of character that you pick, and more of the actual character that you pick. What abilities that they have. Because I mean, sometimes it feels more like there's specific characters that are an answer to other specific characters, and it isn't necessarily even like, oh yeah, if you like going from like a tank, I forget what they're called in Rivals, the specific names, but
Vanguard.
Yeah, like so the tanky character to a DPS character. Like doing that can sometimes completely change the game in your favor because it's an answer to being able to take down a specific kind of healer, right?
Or a specific type of even duelists. Like some duelists are better at taking out other duelists.
Exactly.
You're having a problem with somebody on the opposing team. Sometimes that switch up is needed.
Mm-hmm.
All the characters have like soft and hard counters to them.
Exactly.
Like Namor is pretty good Spider-Man counter.
Oh really? Now you've only convinced me to play Namor some more.
Or any character that really likes to like.
Spider-Man's gonna dive that. Yeah, any of the dive characters. Yeah, Spider-Man, Black Panther, Wolverine. If he's on the back line with the healer, like their zippiness doesn't help them against his turrets because the squids will just hit you if you're in line of sight to them. They'll hit you.
Yeah, they don't miss.
Like they don't miss.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
I can only shoot one thing at a time, and it's hard to get them to target what I want them to target. Like kind of shoot at whatever, but especially with people diving the back line, they're usually solo, so they'll just shoot at that. They'll shoot at the closest thing.
Yeah.
So if a Spider-Man jumps back there and you got two of those up, hit him once with your spear, and he's just gonna melt back there.
Nice.
But I hope not to see any of it.
No,
the director has said that they really want to make the game enjoyable for every kind of player instead of zeroing in on either tournaments or quick play. They're trying to take a broader look at the balance of heroes in all modes. So they've been looking at hero pick rates, win rates in different scenarios, and using analysis on that is how they're going to kind of necessitate balancing and stuff. They want to make it fun for everybody and not focus on any tournament thing. Which I feel will definitely help it stay away from any of like the toxicity that comes from becoming like an esports competitive game. Like there's no reason that this game can't reach into like an esport thing. I think it offers that.
Yeah, I think so.
But if they focus in on like stuff like that, it's going to make the game worse for everyone else. Yeah,
well, I think what would be a good idea is if they offered a new mode that maybe was like, hop into a queue. They like they said, if they want to appeal to different styles of how people want to play, then I think they should kind of say, okay, yeah, we can provide that. Let's make it a separate thing. Make it so that it doesn't have to impact the rest of the people who enjoy the way that it is working right now.
I don't know if queues I don't know if queues are the right answer, even for in a competitive mode. Like I said, the game.
I'm not saying like even a competitive mode, just a queue mode. Like people who want that, like give it to them.
I guess so. Yeah.
But
again, that the problem with that is that most people that are complaining are other people who are playing competitive.
Yeah, that's true.
Who are getting just super mad because someone on their team doesn't want to play.
Well, I wonder how much of that is people coming over from games like Overwatch or whatever who aren't this is a different game. It's I've seen one of the guys that I used to follow in Overwatch. I started watching his videos again because he's doing Marvel's content. And, you know, he's talking about how, yeah, like you come over from Overwatch and you're going to understand the basics of the game pretty well, but it is a different beast. And not only do you have to learn the characters, but you have to learn the way that, you know, the basics actually have morphed from Overwatch, because it's not the same game. It's different.
It's not, yeah.
So,
as someone who thought it was just an Overwatch clone to begin with, yeah, I can agree. It's not Overwatch.
Yeah.
Has a lot of look of Overwatch.
Oh, yeah.
For
Has
sure.
a lot of look and feel.
Definitely goes for that flashy look. And at the core concept, it is that hero shooter.
Yeah.
Then nothing different there, but yeah, I really like the team up things, and
team ups are cool.
They've done a pretty good job of making me want to try other characters. I am someone who definitely gets stuck in a like main loop.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you can't do that. You can't do that in this game.
Like, give me Loki, and I'm a happy guy. Although Loki is my number one counter for most of my least favorite opponents to be fighting. So
yeah,
that damn Iron Man.
Right, fucking Iron Man. Huh?
You should learn a hit scan character.
A what?
A hit scan character, so you can take Iron Man out. They're all the hit scan characters are basically pretty hard Iron Man. Punisher is a pretty hard Iron Man counter, from what I understand.
I was thinking about trying to learn how
Understandably, Iron Man is probably as I found out last night, Iron Man is a great counter to Iron Man. I found this out in the very opposing way, that one Iron Man was very mad at me for also having chosen Iron Man and proceeded to stop my ass every time he saw me.
Well, I feel like with Iron Man and Storm, you're probably like, somebody else is in my sky. Fuck you.
Okay, so I get like excited when I see a Loki on the other team and I'm playing Loki. I'm like, oh yeah, all right, this is gonna be fun. There's gonna be so many Lokis out, right? Just like at some point there's like six Lokis all in one area, and it's like, all right, I don't even know who's mine and who's. But I find that fun. Like I enjoy fighting against my same characters, but I can see me like, hey, wait, no, I'm the true Iron Man.
Right.
I get it, and like I said, that kind of adds to the fun and the name of the game, right? It's rivals. You're supposed to like form rivalries with certain characters, not players, just the character type, like your character. You see that Jeff, and you're like, oh, I hate Jeff.
I haven't seen a whole lot of Jeff lately. That's
actually
crazy.
The last few times I've seen Jeff and the last few times I've played against him, I have been more than impressed. I have only been dragged off the stage once.
Wow.
Out of that. The last few times, it was like someone took me right in front of a Punisher who was in their turret, you know? And it's like, okay, that's a good move. See, that's exactly what Jeff should be doing. I was mad. I died. But at the same time, it's like, oh, okay, I didn't get dragged off the edge of the cliff.
I'm not too bad when they spit me out off the cliff. It's more of when they jump off themselves.
When they dive to die. It's like, come on, man. I get that some people can counter that, but not everyone can counter it.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It feels scummy, right?
And then it's even worse when you're like the only person in their mouth. You're like the only one they did catch.
Right.
And it's like, you could just take us both out. This
is useless. Okay. Yeah. Oh, Jeff.
Anyways, I hope they don't ruin Rivals. And sounding from the developers, it seems like they're on a pretty good path.
Yeah, for sure. I think so. Okay. Next up, I got some. We all know about TikTok, right?
No, never heard of it.
Yeah, and that would talk. That's
never.
That's the next part of it.
Talk.
Yeah, there you go.
Like the demon. The demon talk.
No, well, I mean, maybe
that's exactly right.
Yeah,
you should tell people that.
Well, then, yeah, we should definitely be outlawing that, right?
We are.
I've read a lot about talk.
Well, I mean, here's the crazy part is that there's other Chinese social media, and now users are like running to it. Basically, it's kind of crazy.
Well, it's exactly what was going to happen. I'm sorry.
I think it's kind of weird that it's happening the way that it is. You know, I don't know. It's just
all those things are seeing bigger boosts. YouTube Shorts, Meta's stupid thing, Reels. Is that it?
Yeah, no, and that's I think to be expected. But it's like, what is it? Red Note. And this one that I haven't heard of, Lemon 8. I haven't heard of Lemonade at all. Red Note I only heard like this week. But yeah, this article from Polygon. Basically, like, there's this huge surge where like users are like, hey, we're gonna give our information to the Chinese government. We don't care. This is something that what TikTok has figured out is it's beneficial to us. It's making people money where they're struggling. And I think part of the issue here with the government is that they haven't given enough information for people to be like, okay, I guess that's a good enough reason. Like, they're just saying it needs to be banned
that's
because
it, right?
It's harmful.
Like what's the word I'm looking for? The transparency of why exactly they feel so threatened by this app, even though like the stuff they openly accuse it of that the public knows of is no different than Google, Facebook, almost every web page out there. It's designed to scoop up as much info on you as it can.
Right?
Like,
exactly.
TikTok's no different.
Yeah, we're already giving this to Google. We're already giving this to Facebook. You're just mad because it's not with your government, with your entity.
And that's stupid too, because there's so many from across the way. It's not even, like I said, like Google, Facebook are just the two like biggest ones I can think of off the top of my head. But like almost any search engine and / like platform type thing you have, Yahoo, all of it, all the way back to freaking MySpace and whatnot. All of that was all designed. Yeah, all of that was designed to like just kind of get little bits of your info. Yeah. And most of it is honestly harmless info, right? It's just kind of like consumer habits. Yeah. I mean, I think where the government is concerned is they're saying that those habits, you can glean information out of them and use them to distort. But it seems like there'd be something else. Like, my problem is like they're so gung-ho on taking out this one that it's like, is there something you're not telling us? Is there some reason that this company is so much worse? It feels like it's just like, oh no, this is the Chinese menace that's coming, you know? That's the way it feels like, right? It's the government giving this weird overreaction. And like, in terms of gamers who stream, like, looking across that information online, TikTok is touted as one of the best ways to get your name out there for free. So no, it's already coming to help a lot of people. Like, I mean, sure, it's just like hearsay stories or whatever, but I've read stories or whatever of like homeless people starting, because you know they can get lots of places you can get a free cell phone, and now the cell phones nowadays are all have some sort of camera and stuff. Yeah, they're all smartphones. And they'll start doing something on TikTok, just release stupid little videos about whatever, and earn enough money to start housing themselves. Right. It's not like much or whatever, and it can take them a long time, or maybe not even get there at all. But but it gives them the opportunity, which is like amazing for them, you know? You're taking away like pulpit boxes from just general public, really. And like I said, like from what they've said openly about it, we're seemingly the same stuff that every other place does. Like, it's weird. So if TikTok, I think one way or another, TikTok is going to survive in some way, shape, or form. Doesn't sound like the Trump government is going to try to enforce this. They're going to try every way to get out of it. And the Biden administration said that they're not going to enforce anything. Yeah, well, for the minimal time that they have.
Yeah,
obviously they weren't going to, but
right.
So
because I mean it goes into effect tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
So nothing currently is going to happen. Although if you've been part of like social media and content creation or anything, could probably tell you don't be on just one platform.
Oh yeah.
Spread your name out.
No, for sure.
Be on as many things as you can do.
You want to do your best to own your stuff. Way back when we started doing this podcasting stuff, I didn't have server storage at all. And so the thing was like, oh yeah, put your podcast over with these guys that offer a free service. And getting our old original podcasts out of that when I finally got my own stuff was a nightmare. And when it comes to YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, whatever it may be, either make sure you have it backed up somewhere or you have it in plenty of places. That way it's easier to get out from one of them. Google's actually been a lot better about getting out data than almost every other place. So, but yeah, you need to kind of divest that interest to there. So yeah, we'll see what happens with TikTok.
Yeah. Right off the start, not much, but if you are just a TikTok creator, do move your content over to other stuff.
Yeah,
don't stop
to diversify anyway.
Yeah,
don't stop the TikToks until it's gone.
Yep.
But
while you still have that platform, you can tell people where you're moving over to.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Use that. It's not ever easy, and you probably won't get the same number of people to come back to you, but hopefully you can get those people who were getting your stuff to come check you out again and move over, and you'll do better than we do. I mean, we've been doing this for a long time and to a small audience, and just for fun, this is like we're just having fun here because we like video games.
I'm in it for world domination. Nobody knows.
World domination.
I'm sorry, did I say that out loud?
You're not supposed to. You said the quiet part out loud.
I know. Oops.
Now they all know. God. Time to change the mission statement. I'm gonna break out the ukulele and make an apology.
Moving on. What
you've done
next?
Actually, something just as ridiculous that I was reading about this morning that caught my attention and almost being late for this whole show. So this game, this space grand strategy game, Universal Conquest, was quoted to be based on personal interviews with alien abductees. Okay. By a true alien believer. First appeared on Steam in June of last year, promising a 4X RTS hybrid set, far-flung space. You can carve out an empire in the cosmos. Over 5,000 different units, a proto-gen universe, species customization, and of course, developed through the consultancy of alien abductees and their contacts.
Who was their contact?
I don't know. Alien guys, right? I'm assuming.
Okay. I'm in.
It got voluntarily delisted from Steam just the other day. Following as what they describe as, by its solo developer, by the way, following what they describe as an offer we couldn't refuse.
Okay. What? Oh, okay.
It goes so much crazier than this.
Yeah.
It goes so much crazier than this. All right. So they get called out a little bit on comments on Steam and stuff that this game is a scam. This is a scam game.
Okay.
The Steam announcement, which appeared on all previous developer blogs on the game that were deleted.
Yeah.
Says we are being forced to take the game offline. We can't answer too many questions, but law enforcement knows, and that's part of the problem. The developer claims we received threat that wasn't entirely lawful in nature and had to shut down the game or remove it from sale because the threat was real and a valid threat. We have indirectly reported it to the law enforcement already, and we felt that it was wise not to allow the product to be sold anymore for the physical protection of our users, staff, and relations. Apparently, they got a bomb threat, and that's why they're taking it off.
Oh, okay. Wow.
But they're also throwing out like vague statements. Again, this is a UFO believer and believes in all the UFO conspiracy stuff. So they go on to say that there's much bigger fish in the sea than us, and that some information we made the game with wasn't supposed to be shared to the public.
Auto insurance all seems the same.
Sorry.
Oh man, auto insurance does all seem the same.
It does.
They got that right.
I was trying to find an X-Files theme song. Sorry, continue.
Basically, it seems to be that they're implying that they got shut down by some like Men in Black service thing who was threatening them.
This is weird. This
for
is the
disclosing
weirdest
information
that you've ever found.
That could set the public ablaze with knowledge that we just shouldn't have. And of course, they were called out, saying this game is a scam. A vast majority of the developers' claims were false. He was banned from discussions, or I was banned from discussions for questioning him. And he claims to have gotten a bomb threat and an offer he can't refuse, but cannot substantiate any of these claims, and is being extremely vague about them, which makes him look like a liar.
Interesting. Yeah.
The commenter also goes on to explain that the claiming that the game is not made with an actual information from real aliens, and takes internet LARPers calling themselves alien on random forums at face value.
So weird.
It's like insane. This story. And the article I have for it by PC Gamer goes in pretty good about a bunch of it by Rich Stin. Awesome. Like I said, this article almost made me late to this whole show.
It's one of those,
I was just
like, what is going on? Yep.
Just sucked in. I was like, okay. Like, I know, like, conspiracy theorists are already get wacky enough with some of their stuff, but this guy is literally pulling like the same stuff for pulling his game off of Steam.
Yeah,
like, he's being so vague about it, and then alluding to like shadowy government figures and like having to use the law, but the law's in on it. Like, there's some crazy stuff.
Right? It's so weird.
Video games. Video games. I love it. That was a good story. I saw it. It's been a long time since we've had like a random weird story like that.
Yeah, like super random like that. Yeah, for sure. Game industry. That's what we're covering, people.
It's really disappointing. I really wanted a game made by people who would talk to aliens.
Right? It does sound like I would have bought it. Honestly,
Like I would have checked it out.
Yeah, for sure.
At least I would have watched a story breakdown of what was happening.
Yeah,
in that
exactly. Yeah, that's sad. Yeah. Well, Halo is looking to come to the PlayStation and Switch sometime this year.
I have heard that. In fact, I was rumored that the Switch 2 will release with the Master Chief.
I don't know.
The games that was rumored.
Yeah, that one's a big rumor. I don't think that's what's happening. I think it will come.
I don't know. I mean,
I think Microsoft
honestly, that's fairly credible because Microsoft's definitely shifted to being like an overarching thing and not like.
Yeah, they're more software. They're going to be more software. I don't think that there's not going to be another Xbox, but that might be their last Xbox.
They've been really big on the pushing the whole like Xbox is everything.
Yeah.
Thing,
exactly.
Right? Like they've had now like commercials that use that statement.
Yeah. Did you see Donkey's video on the Switch too?
Yeah.
That part.
I watched that.
This
that
is
shit
an
was
Xbox. Too good.
I thought that shit was funny. We started that video and he's just screaming. I was like, yeah, okay. They were watching a Donkey video.
Squeal. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think.
Oh my god, analog sticks, the first ones to ever do that. Reggie's eating a big plate of spaghetti tonight.
Oh, Donkey's great. He's hilarious.
Donkey is great, yeah.
And his game that came out almost took home some awards.
Yeah, Animal Well. Quite well received.
I mean, he didn't develop it, but the first game that is a publishing company.
Yeah.
First big mode game to be published was massive success and seemingly a great game. I've actually been wanting to play it.
Yeah, me too, actually. But I did something else instead for now.
Great.
But yeah, so Halo isn't the only one that's rumored. Microsoft Flight Simulator, as well as Gears of War 1 Ultimate Edition, Hellblade 2, and Age of Mythology. Those may be coming to the PlayStation 5. Not any words on the Switch yet, other than for Microsoft Flight Simulator. I don't know if that's going to come to Switch 2. That thing is freaking demanding, but maybe.
Yeah, that's a resource-intensive game.
Yeah.
Flight Simulator?
Yeah.
It's rough, yeah.
The thing is that...
Yeah, famously resource-intensive.
The leaker, Nate the Hate, he's had some really spot-on stuff over the years. He's one of the most well-known
Yeah, but I hate him.
That's fair.
Mostly because he told me to.
Right.
Sorry. You're the one who said it.
Right. He's the one that said it.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah.
He told me to do it.
We'll see. I think it'll be cool. I wish Nintendo would stop making consoles so they could just release their games everywhere, right? Because I do think they make quality games. They're just fun. And I'm
like the opposite. I don't want to see Nintendo stop making consoles because I feel they're the only ones who ever try anything new and therefore have exciting things. Some of them don't work out.
That's true.
Of course. But then when they hit it, like the DS was fantastic and printed money.
Right.
The Wii was fantastic and it printed money.
But now imagine a world where they release their games on PC and they don't make consoles anymore, but they're still making specific hardware. So now you could just have it on your computer and it'll work. I just don't want to see them stop doing future.
Handheld stuff. The Switch is where they need to go. Handheld stuff is just where they need to go.
We'll see what happens. So.
Love it. I love it. I hate many things about what Nintendo does, but god damn it if they don't produce awesome shit. Nintendo, give me your money.
Give me your money. Yeah, I would take that too. They got the reserves. Last bit of news that we both had.
Yeah, mostly because this story encapsulated the week and was just so pathetic and made me laugh so much that I felt it should be brought up.
Yeah, it should be for sure. Yeah, Elon Musk. He's been saying things
for a while.
Yeah.
And he's been called out a number of times. This is the first time he's been called out for having not really played a video game.
Yeah.
And having bragged about being the world's best.
This is just the biggest that it's gotten.
Cringy.
Yeah, right.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah. I mean, it's just so weird because it's like, dude, you're the richest. Like, it's okay if you want to pay somebody. But there's what he's claiming that he's done with these accounts. It's too much. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
well, okay, so a long while back he did like an Elden Ring.
Yeah.
He showed off his character in Elden Ring and his build, and he was mocked quite heavily because apparently I didn't notice anything because I don't play Elden Ring or care all that much, but they called him out for having like a ridiculous build, and he stayed off for a little while, and then he had like a Diablo 3 character that had reached like top ranks, and he was bragging about it on these sites and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that transferred to Path of Exile 2, where his character made it to level 97 in like the hardcore mode where you die once and that's it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And he was up there, like his character was up there in those boards, but then he decided to do a live stream of him playing it, that character.
Yeah, and apparently he doesn't know anything that's going on. Like he walks by the rarest of loot.
Yeah, a streamer's Scream Heart that covered some of his gameplay from that and called out all these weird little things that just don't make sense, especially to have a level 97 character in Path of Exile 2. Mind you, takes like thousands of hours.
Yeah.
which like lives and breathes these games.
Well, they were saying that this could have been done in the time frame that he says that he did it in, if you were doing nothing but playing the game. And apparently, like, there's even evidence that this character was playing while he was like doing some sort of like meeting, right?
Yeah,
like UN meeting or something.
Yeah. He was in a meeting, but his character was online playing.
You can do two things,
right? He just remotes in, casually while attending an important meeting.
Look.
Who among
us hasn't been guilty of playing a game during an important meeting? No, there's just too many things. When he showed off the character on live stream, in the stash there was a tab labeled Elon's Maps.
Yeah, that's right.
There's a few things about that. I've never labeled anything in my stash Christians maps or gyms or any of that. I just label it gyms and maps because I don't need my name on it. It's either insanely arrogant, or
I like
this is the same type of person.
Stuff. Like in Minecraft, I'll just label animals like Frankie's animal don't touch. That's
okay, but that's also assigned to other people, right? Like,
no, I don't do that.
No, you do that in single player worlds too. Yeah. Just no one else can join, but you still gotta label it.
Yeah.
Frankie's animal, Frankie's goat.
Frankie's goat.
No, it's just so silly. And then he's like interacting with one of these maps, and he's like trying to select something that clearly can't be selected. Like even if you haven't played
about that,
even if you haven't played Path of Exile 1 or 2, if you've played a video game that deals with any sort of map, and you know there's like it has that grayed out look to it, and it's like clearly I can't access this currently. Like this is unaccessible, and that's pretty universal in games. But
that's
he clearly didn't
software.
He clearly didn't understand it.
I thought he was a smart guy.
So had like a lot of it too, it's like had he been like honest in any sense, like I don't have time to. I'm a busy guy. I don't have time to play these games to get to the end level. That's always the funnest. So I had someone get me there.
Right? Like that's totally understandable. That's like, I mean, again, it's like okay,
we probably still make fun of him. You're Elon Musk. I'm gonna make fun of you.
Yeah.
But it's not gonna have to be nearly as big as this.
No, and it's not gonna feel scummy, right? Like it's just gonna be like, all right, like you're rich, we get it. Fuck off.
By the way, that was just the start of the week because things got even better once he started responding.
Yeah, because then everything with Asmongold hit off. So he was trying to like, listen, I'm not a fan of his, but he was trying to like get to the bottom of what's going on, right?
Yeah, I mean, Asmongold, after watching all the stuff, was like, "There's no way he played that account."
Yeah,
like I'm sorry.
And he reached out to Musk.
Yeah, apparently, even he reached out to Musk, all this stuff, normal stuff that he would do.
Yeah, trying to get comment from him because, like, I mean, say what you will about Asmongold, he tries to be more journalistic than a lot of other channels do. I'm not saying he succeeds. I'm saying he tries.
Look, I have plenty of problems with Asmongold.
Yeah.
But this just gets silly once Asmongold gets brought into the picture. Because Elon
responds. He opened his mouth.
Elon responds on X.
Yeah.
Not only questioning some of the stupidest shit, but leaking his like DMs with Asmongold,
which is against the terms of service of.
Oh yeah. By the way, totally against terms of service, and also what he leaked was the dumbest shit ever. Asmongold was like, "Hey, look, I don't control my YouTube channel; it's done by my editors." And Elon responds, "Oh, who are these mysterious editors?" And he like calls them out. It's like, yeah, they just take the clips from my live streams, share them.
Yeah,
they take part of the revenue service.
This is normal.
So Elon calls him out for being controlled by editors, and that he doesn't actually control any of his content. Which, by the way, is the dumbest shit you've ever heard in your life.
Yeah,
he's thinking of editors of like newspaper.
Yeah, right,
and like full-on journalists. So he's not taking into account like streamers and content creators form of editors, which is literally taking your content, editing it, and releasing it.
Yeah.
And this isn't like an uncommon thing. Pretty much definitely all the big like streamers out there do this. This isn't new.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty much the only people who don't and who do it themselves are like us, who are like very small and independent.
Yeah,
like we do that ourselves. Well, but we do it the same thing. It's the same thing.
Well, a lot of people who start out streaming and editing their own content, they end up becoming editors. Like
they either become editors,
channels,
Yeah, they either become editors or they reach those higher level streaming stuff.
Yeah, right.
And they get editors themselves.
Exactly.
So he got called out by this, of course, and then not only that, he has to go and be even more childish by removing Asmongold's checkmark. His like blue checkmark on X.
Was that confirmed? Because I know Asmongold said like, "Hey, it disappeared. I don't know why." And then it came back later that day.
He got it back. But come on now.
Right? It's like I don't know if anything more was said on it when I like checked out the whole thing.
We know what happened.
Okay. Nothing
we
more.
don't need.
Yeah. We know.
We don't need proof to see where this logically went. Okay. Elon got butthurt and he tried to block Asmongold for anything.
Well, the question that I saw at the time was, did Asmongold pay for it again? Because that would be super unfair.
I mean, I doubt it.
I doubt it too, but it's so dumb. All of it's so dumb.
But there's so many
childish.
Who's been like picked to like help with the government?
Oh yeah. This is just. If you haven't heard of it, check it out. There's so many articles and videos about it that it's just kind of a good chuckle of how sensitive and fragile Elon Musk is. Yeah. And honestly, a lot of these like rich ass people. Oh yeah. I mean, look at Donald Trump, who gets criticized and has to go out and attack that person. Yeah. It's the same thing. These people with fragile ass egos that claim to be, I'm such a powerful man. I'm the world's greatest Path of Exile player.
Yeah,
I played Path of Exile better than that guy plays Path of Exile. I don't play a lot of Path of Exile. I play enough to have seen that clip and been like, oh yeah, this guy has no fucking idea what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't even feel like you've had to have played any Path of Exile.
Well, I mean,
on a lot of it
PG.
To be like, you're being really ridiculous. Some of it helps to have played like Diablo or any other ARPG.
Yeah.
Like misunderstanding level requirements over like how strong an item actually is.
Yeah.
I think it's just blatantly misunderstand how looting games like that work.
I don't know. Just the part that's just the final thing that I saw Musk basically saying that Asmongold isn't good at playing video games. Just the whole you're not good at playing games.
You're good at React content, but not at games. Oh, I play with the world's best people. No, you play with the world's richest people. You don't play with the world's best people, because all of those people are Chinese and Korean and live and breathe video games. These are people who get paid to. These people, Elon, that you paid to get a level 97 character in Path of Exile are the people who live and breathe these games, whose job is to do these games.
Yep. Good ridiculous stuff.
So that's why those people, like, everyone's always, they're just such better gamers. No, a lot of those like Korean gamers get paid for it. They have way more like of a
they
video
got the time
game.
To. Yeah,
they have way more of a video game thing over there. Like it's big here, but it's always been way bigger in like Korea. Whole video game industry that doesn't even revolve around making video games.
Yeah, exactly.
Just playing these live service games, selling accounts and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, with that, to not leave on what some might consider a bad taste, even though I think it's hilarious.
Making fun of Elon?
Yes.
I don't think that's a bad taste.
No. I mean that it leaves a bad taste in your mouth. What Elon has said.
Guy's the 100.
So.
Guy's like the richest man in the universe. He can be made fun of.
Oh yeah, no, okay. For sure. I'm just saying. Some people don't like to hear about Elon. Like ever, He's
okay. I mean that's fair. But it's so funny to make fun of him.
The last thing I got here is Doom is now playable inside of a PDF.
Only it's about time. Took him long enough.
It's actually.
Actually, the one I saw before this was even better. I felt because someone put Doom in a captcha.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
To prove that you're human.
I wanted to make it. It's super not a good captcha, but
no,
it is
not
pretty
at
funny.
all. That's a terrible idea. But
yeah.
fuck if I wouldn't be caught up playing that game for like a little bit to prove I'm a human. Like.
So yeah, with enough JavaScript, you can play Doom inside of a PDF. Somebody also got Tetris to work inside of a PDF as well. I do not suggest doing this. Do not turn JavaScript on your PDF. That is the number one way that you get hacked from a PDF being sent to you. By the way, only turn it on if you absolutely need it.
Yeah, which you will.
That being said, exactly.
So go ahead and so ignore everything my colleague just said.
So yeah, he's a little.
Preferably not your home computer. Definitely do that with like work.
With your work computer, yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's
that way. Someone like Frankie can fix the problem.
Yeah, that's job security.
That's exactly. I'm trying to help you, Frankie.
Yeah. Thanks. Oh,
I'm the guy in the back giving the owners like terrible advice on how to fix their computer issues, and then when that fails, I'm like, oh yeah, you're probably just gonna have to call service.
Just gonna have to call support. It's fine. So yeah, that's cool stuff. Check it out. There's an article over on IGN on where to access that. Fun stuff. Yeah. I did not look up release dates this week. So
you didn't. That's
no. So let's skip that.
Give me 2 seconds.
For release dates. Well, while you're doing whatever you're doing, we got a few comments on some videos here that I wanted to bring up.
Ooh.
So we got the Real Rido. Who said the only company I feel genuinely cares about their customers is Microsoft. Not everything is compatible, but it's way more than Sony or Nintendo. And that was in response to the Nintendo game preservation short that I put up. And I don't necessarily disagree with him. I think I would say that we all agree.
You said Nintendo was better, but they are worse in many ways. They're a lot like Disney that takes those IPs and locks them behind paywalls and makes sure that they're only released when they want it released, and they're very controlling of it. Yeah, in that sense I would say Microsoft usually does better. Again, they've been more of a software company for a long time.
I want to point out Microsoft Game Division, not Microsoft as a whole. I have a lot of problems with Microsoft as a whole, but Microsoft's Game Division, Sony's Game Division, they do feel not great at times as well.
They're also very stingy.
Yeah, I feel like Microsoft does listen to their fans more than the other two overall. Then we also got Gung-Ho73 who says Ross Scott is currently fighting the good fight on this topic, again about the game preservation, to stop killing video games. He's been pushing for various countries' legislation to take companies to task for stuff like killing an SP game that has a server or whatever reason when the server shuts down. Accursed Farms is his channel, he believes. If you're interested in checking out the topic, he finds it weird, as the rest of us that games... That's a weird sentence. He finds it weird that the rest of us that game are viewed as a disposable medium versus movies. So thank you, Gung-Ho73 and The Real Radu, for those comments.
It's always been really weird to me how different video games are taken from... than from like movies.
Well, it's just such
we see it in all cases. It's been called out numerous times before. During the whole violence in video games thing, many people were like, okay, but at the same time you have Apocalypse Now, which is a terribly violent movie.
Right.
Why isn't this being said about that? It's always been weirdly in a category of its own.
Yeah, and I think I mean, the interactivity of video games it's always going to put it in a class separate from movies. But that doesn't mean that you can't do, some of the basic, like, again, game preservation, or just looking at it in the way where it's like, yeah, this is just a medium, it's not, I don't know, the weird take on how video games are different can be frustrating to me. So, but yeah, I don't know who this Ross Scott is, but I'm gonna have to check this out. So,
sweet.
Yeah. So those are the comments. What do you got? You were looking at something.
I must have lost my little release thing I had.
Oh, that's okay. I don't know if anything big was coming out this week.
That's cool. I just moved to
our weeks.
To our weeks?
Yeah.
Weeks.
How's your week, Andrew?
Well, yeah, that's pretty good. Played a lot of Marvel Rivals.
Yeah.
And I started playing Factorio. So I've been getting real sweaty on automation stuff, making factories.
Yeah, you have been going around screaming logistics for
yeah.
the week.
Extremely important. The game makes me feel like a genius every time I do something. I'm just like, I want to automate this process. How do I do that?
Mm-hmm.
And I figured it out, and I'm like, I'm a fucking engineering genius.
Nice.
I'm basically a god.
That's pretty fun. I picked up this Dynasty Warriors Origins.
Yeah.
Which has been very well received, and it's a lot of fun. I picked it up yesterday.
It looks great.
It's super fun. For a fun Dynasty Warriors game, I've unlocked 4 of the weapons now. Although I haven't tried out one of them. But I got a sword and a spear and some like gauntlets and some little bladed ring things.
That's cool. Dynasty Warriors games they're just Dynasty Warrior games, right? Like there's nothing big that changes from game to game. Typically.
No, not really. This one feels a bit fresher since you've got like your own character rather than just playing
I didn't know that.
Like getting to choose from a group of things.
Okay.
Yeah, so from what I haven't played it, but from what I've seen and stuff, there's parts that kind of disappoint me. Being a fan of like the older Dynasty Warriors games, although it looks cool and stuff, I really loved the like absurdity and silliness of like all the characters.
You think it's too grounded now?
Yeah,
it is pretty grounded now. But I mean, there's other Warriors games you could play that are very silly.
Yeah.
And there's also like you still get. I mean, there's a bunch of characters from the older games in this too, and they're still pretty much themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And you get to play as them. Like you get to bring companions with you, and you can switch over to playing your companion.
It's just one of those
the old characters.
It's just one of those things that I was like, it kind of just disappoints me a little. I understand, and I still think the game looks cool. It's just like, but I really miss the like utterly absurd factor.
Yeah, I mean, you're still like all the attacks and stuff are still ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got that going for it.
Yeah, no, like I said, I've seen enough gameplay that I still it still looks fun and it still looks great, but it was just one of those like,
yeah,
I really miss the like playing as the obvious trans character who is a dude wearing a dress fighting with giant fans.
Mm-hmm.
The fans that are like the size of the soldiers you're fighting. Of course, it still has the other aspect, which is kill 1,000 enemies. You know?
Yeah, like 3 times bigger than katanas.
Yeah, but it does still have that great charm of like just fight a shit ton of people and have the biggest KO counter or kill counter you've ever seen in a game.
Yeah,
that was my thoughts on what I'd seen so far.
Yeah, no, I gotta say it looks good. It's making me want to check it out. Is it on sale right now, or is it still?
No, it just launched.
Yeah, I thought so.
It just came out. Yeah. No, and it's $70, which I'm not a fan of.
That's fair.
But that was really good. Been enjoying. There's a demo. Although I feel like you don't get a very good. I don't really like how they did the demo, because it's just like. The demo's just like one fight, like pretty far into the game. Like I'm not far enough into the game to. I haven't seen the fight from the demo. I played the demo before I got it, but I still haven't seen the fight from the demo, and I'm like 5 or 6 hours into this game. I remember the demo fight being pretty hard, but now that I'm playing this, I'm like, oh, it's been pretty chill.
Yeah.
So far, I guess it's getting a little tougher, but my guy's getting tougher too, so that's cool. I got to name my own guy. His name's Dr. Kickbutt.
Nice.
As you might have assumed.
That's weird. I thought for sure you went with something else.
Nope. Dr. Kickbutt.
Nope.
You would think that, but you'd be wrong. Dead wrong.
Dead wrong.
Clearly. Now I feel like a fool.
You should.
Yeah, as you should.
Oh. Okay. Well, then everything's right and proper.
All is well.
Turns out.
Been doing anything else there, Coffee?
Season of Severance started yesterday, so
Yeah, God, I still need to watch that.
watch the first episode. Pretty fucking good.
Yeah,
you should watch it. It's
it's really good.
And articles keep popping up, like some algorithm is like, I know you're gonna like this.
No, you would like it. It's a good mystery box show. As well, it's the formula that they're using to present it. Well done.
Yeah.
Even this first episode was pretty limited perspective that we got on the first episode.
I thought it was really good. Actually, I was heavily intrigued into the first episode for sure.
Yeah, it's really intriguing. Yeah, that is a good word for it.
That mystery. It's like,
Yeah.
what?
So yeah, I've been watching that. That's been pretty cool. We just saw the first episode, but new season seems like it's gonna be cool. You should definitely check out Severance.
Yeah, will do.
It's on Apple TV. Or, I don't know where else you would go to watch a TV show besides the streaming platform that presents it. But if you can figure out something else, you go right ahead and do that.
Yeah, I'll look into it. Because I don't have Apple, so.
Okay, well, there's probably somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere.
You might have to.
Internet.
Yeah, you might have to take to the seas.
Yeah. I think you're right.
Yar,
indeed.
To the seas. I say that all the time.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do say that a lot. Yeah. Well, not too much lately. There hasn't been a lot of shows we've been watching.
That's true. I have slowed down a little bit on
On what?
Show watching.
Oh, okay.
I forgot I was talking. It's fine.
But yeah, I guess that's been about it. I went pretty hard on this game yesterday, but it's mostly been doing like Factorio stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I should be using a spear for these fights. That's right. Yeah, Marvel Rivals and Factorio. A little bit of Helldivers.
Yeah.
That was about my week.
Okay. TooLittles?
Yeah.
How's your week been? What have you been doing?
I did stuff. Not really. I worked most of the week.
Not really. I didn't do anything.
And was tired most of the time. But I did play a lot of Rivals.
That's okay. I feel you there. That's part of getting old for sure.
The
And now that you're over
the other
the
day,
hill.
I don't know what I did, but the other day I must have slept on my hip all funky.
Mm-hmm.
And I woke up and just all day my whole freaking like hip / butt cheek was just like aching, sore. And it just sucked like all day. I was like, God damn it. I even tried to take like some Advil for it, but it was just like an ache, so Advil didn't really do nothing.
Yeah. Oh, boo earns.
Yeah, I just got very sad. For being old.
That's fair.
It's tough for us old folks.
Yeah.
It gets real hard, yeah. So donate to my
to your Patreon. Oh, GoFundMe. Okay.
Donate to ARP
for all my medical bills. Which I'm old. There are lots.
There's plenty.
Let's see. I did get. I think I got a couple new games myself.
Yeah.
I got just the Rangers in the South, like action RPG.
Oh yeah, game. I also got that game and forgot that I was playing that. Yeah, I also got that.
That was a pretty cool little.
I mean, I want to leave Christian something to talk about. That's why.
Yeah. Cool little ARPG. What I do really like about it is it has like very nice like pixel graphics, but the way they do like the terrain in the game really makes it feel like a hilly area. As you're moving like up and down these hills, or when you're in the forest and a bunch of trees are in the way.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really just like it kind of has like a roguelike bit. You really want to go as far as you can, and it has like permadeath on your character.
Oh, okay.
But every time you like fully explore a dungeon, you get like permanent boosts that affect all characters that come after.
Mm-hmm.
The map stays like explored once you die, so like you constantly feel like you're making progress. It's pretty nice, pretty fun little action RPG.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good. What's it called again?
Yeah. The Rangers in the South.
Gotcha. I don't know why it makes me think of Riders on the Storm. Rangers in the South.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Took direct influence from that.
Oh, okay, I see.
Then a lot of Marvel Rivals, which I've been playing with like a lot of different characters recently.
Yeah.
Which has been fairly fun.
You're testing out that Iron Man there.
Yeah, well, I mean the like
did you end up
daily missions and stuff kind of help with checking out new characters.
Right, yeah. Did you end up liking Iron Man, or?
He's okay. I find him a little difficult, only because he's so high up in the air and it's hard for me to be mad at them because I've been them, which is be mad at the healers because like I'm so high up there that it's hard to notice me half the time.
Yeah, that's why I was telling you.
Time,
like,
all the time I'm in the air, and so it's harder to hit you. Yeah. Especially like Loki and stuff, whose like shots are a little bit slower and shit. Like Iron Man's fast as fuck.
Well, that's why if you're ever Iron Man, I'm going to be Mantis, because she doesn't need perfect aim on who she's giving buffs to or healing to.
But as long as you're pretty decent at like going back down to get that healing,
yeah,
making it doable for your healers, it's not too bad. Although I did get just shit on by that other Iron Man who was not happy that I was Iron Man.
Yeah.
He wanted to be the only Iron Man.
It's
playing on his game.
I've been quite enjoying that Rivals. So I was playing that most of the week, doing the like dailies and
getting all the new stuff.
Yeah,
there's so much to unlock. I'm glad that there's going to be 3 months of it, because it's going to take me a while to get everything inside the pass.
Yeah, I'm almost done with the second page of the pass.
Nice.
Like I almost have the rocket costume. But as far as like the event stuff, the event missions and stuff, I'm mostly caught up with that.
Yeah, I only have a few more left to do of those.
I am one thing, and that's just going to take time to do like 100 assist kills. That's just playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's mostly it. I did restart listening or restart a book because they came out with a second edition.
Ooh.
And they like re-recorded it. So there's like some stuff taken with some new stuff added, new perspective chapters, and then like a little bit of rewriting here and there. But then they got together with the narrator and they re-recorded it, and it was just like an update for the book. There was no like new purchase needed or anything. So I started re-listening to that. It's been quite enjoyable so far. I've liked the additions. And then already what's like my favorite book series currently. So of course I was gonna like it, and it just
of course
made me have a reason to like re-listen to the first part.
Yeah.
But that's about it for me.
For you? Cool. Let's see here. I don't got a whole lot either. So, but I did pick up finally, Balatro. And I've heard, who was it? It might have been Wombat on the Cagscast. I heard that playing it on the phone is really, really good because, you can drop in and out of it pretty easily, and whatnot. And man, like, here's the problem. Once I turn on that game, if I am not just waiting for something, I could be stuck playing it for a while. It is really addictive. I don't know all the mechanics of it yet.
It's super fun.
Yeah.
I see why it won so many awards.
Right?
That's great.
Yeah. It's so easy to pick up too. And yeah, just the way that, the game play shifts over time is really cool. So yeah, I'm really digging it. Yeah, definitely see that. I wish I would have picked this up sooner, because it might have actually ended up on my game of the year with just how fun it can be. Like, whether you're taking 10 minutes to play it or you're going to spend more time to like really hone in on stuff and whatnot. I can't wait till I get, because I had seen a lot of gameplay of it and it looked really, really fun. But like the stuff that they were doing in those gameplay videos that I saw, I'm not anywhere to that point yet. So it's going to be really cool to see how the game evolves in that way, you know, in the future. So whenever I may get to that. But I'm not playing it like crazy at this point. I'm trying not to, because the night that I did get it, I was just sitting in my bed, and like before I knew it, like 2 hours had passed, and I was like, oh yeah, I need to go to bed.
It's definitely a dangerous game for that.
Yeah, exactly. So I learned my lesson then and haven't done that since. But that doesn't mean I won't do it again.
Well, y'all been over because I'm about to do it again.
But yeah, it's super cool. If you haven't checked it out yet, highly recommend it. It's great on the phone, so probably be great on the Switch as well, just to have mobile, you know. Then I started watching some Silo season 2. It's, what can I say about it? It's more Silo. There's still the big mystery of, you know, what's going on overall. There's more talk of stars. So there's that.
What are those?
And it actually gives more insight into why they don't know what stars are. It gives you like more. It's less of like speculating what might have happened, and more directly saying like what is going on, without really giving you that answer as well. Like I don't know. There's still so much mystery to it about like the reasoning of what is going on, but there's a lot more like reveal of like character intentions. I feel like before you're kind of left like, well, why would they do this, you know? What is the impetus for that? And I feel like story wise, at least with Tim Robbins' character, you're getting to see like some of the weird choices that he makes where you're like, why the fuck would he do that, kind of being explained a little bit later on, like, oh okay, that's what's going on. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, it's been a fun ride. We're about halfway through. I think the season actually wrapped up yesterday. So okay. Yeah, so we might be might finish that before next podcast, but yeah, it's been good stuff. And watch Beetlejuice 2. Did I mention that last time? I don't remember if I did or not.
Well, I don't think so.
Because I can't remember if I watched it last weekend on Sunday or if it was before that.
I don't think you did.
Okay. It's a pretty dang good movie, I gotta say. Like, it's fun. It's not a perfect movie, but for what it is, like it's more PG than the previous one. Like Beetlejuice isn't as crass, which is like one of the things where I'm a little disappointed in. But that being said, like it's super fun. I still enjoyed watching it. What they did with the characters was pretty cool, and how they wrote out fucking what's his name, the guy that played the dad, Lydia's dad. The way they did all that it was clever. So I liked it. It's good stuff. It's good fun stuff. I don't want to spoil it too much, just in case nobody's seen it yet, but I'd say if you like, you know, if you can get behind family films, it's more family oriented than the previous one, but it still has that a bit of that crassness that was in the original, so it's good stuff. I think that's about it. Trying to think.
Sweet.
Yeah, I don't think I did anything else. Yeah, those are my weeks. My words, they're hard. I can.
They are tricky.
They are. So yeah, that it? Did we do it?
We did it.
I think we did our weeks, yeah.
Wow, success.
Good shit. Another podcast well done.
And
Right.
I added a new building to my little tiny build here.
Nice.
And I murdered some people. Lots of people, actually.
I was gonna say more than some.
Yeah. Yeah.
This little tiny build game is a great little, like, just chill and draw type game.
Mm-hmm.
It's so fun to build little houses and buildings.
Right. Yeah. Ori is not as chill. But I'm learning the beginning so well that I can maybe play it with my eyes closed soon.
You're I'm not gonna
for punishment.
feel bad for you because
no, don't feel bad.
Literally every bit of that is your choice to do to yourself.
Oh well, yeah, of course.
Okay.
Well, yeah. So I think that wraps it up for us.
I believe so.
What do we got here? Things.
Yeah, probably join us this week for Rivals.
Yeah.
I imagine at some point.
Yeah, I'll probably play some Rivals, yeah. We've been known to dabble.
Join us on our Discord. You can come join us in playing Rivals.
Yeah, you can find the link in our YouTube page, our Facebook page if you're on there, on our Twitch page, or you can check it out at classicgamerbrain.com.
And then every Saturday we do this.
Yeah. Every Saturday, 9 a.m. Mountain Time. Most of the time. Most of the Saturdays. You can catch us here.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.